Cool. This is team meeting. All right. Ready to roll. This is January 9th. I'm going to play this quick video and then we're in it.
Okay.
If you don't like it, change it. Quick change it. Change it. Don't complain. Okay? I said sometimes. You know, I sometimes.
I can't see it.
You can't see it?
No, not the video.
Oh, I got to share screen. My bad. Third time's a charm. Third time. It's pretty fired up video though.
Okay.
Here we go.
Don't complain. Okay? I said sometimes. You know, I sometimes. What will you do here? Where will you do your new comfortability?
Okay.
Our most important mission is to educate. You the tools they need to succeed from here and beyond. You should celebrate this step. You should have more knowledge or excitement or understanding of business or best self-beliefs. You should finish this summer stronger, with more passion, more excitement, more knowledge. Take your goals, and we're ready to rock.
We run this event for growth, and I hope each and every one of you guys are ready for growth in the month of August.
Those of you that are in the NC group, this moment will give you the next week round.
Build relationships, improve our references, learn from the best. You're this year, captain for the great area. We're going to take homes and try to fix it and learn business. Tonight is probably one of the most amazing events you'll all have.
Bring them up the right way. Our regional sales director, Mr.
So this kind of gives you a taste. That's all. That's what I want to do. I just wanted to give you a taste of what a conference looked like, what it feels like. The most important part of the conference itself is not necessarily the event, it's what happens after the event. And that's what's most important, and that's why we run it, is we want to run an event so that way when students leave it, they're better than when they first showed up. The company spends a couple $100,000 for the event, and it's going to be awesome. We're going to talk a little bit about it in just a moment. But before we dig in about that, let's go around the horn real quick, rapid fire speed. What's hot? What do you appreciate right now? So what's hot? What do you appreciate? 10 seconds or less. What's hot? What do you appreciate? Anything in life? Let's go ahead and start off. So let's go. We'll start with Hal, and then we'll go to Amanda, then we'll go right to Josh, Sierra, Steven. We'll finish up with Zach, go to virtual land, and then boom, I'll take it back over. So Hal, anything in life? What's hot? What do you appreciate? 10 seconds or less. We'll take it. Amanda, what's hot? What do you appreciate? Anything in life?
What's hot? But what I appreciate is the circle of
COI. Love it. Josh, what's hot? What do you appreciate? Anything in life?
What's hot? VCAs in January, at the end of January. And also just appreciate territory decisions of next week.
Yeah. What do you, this is going to be your first VCA event. Well, what are you most looking forward to or excited about it?
Really just learning from people that do this as their career, people that are getting the results that you want. And I think it was after SC2, I was watching like Taylor Max go through his presentation and Colton Newborn, who after that I was able to establish like a connection with, and I still keep in contact with them.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, obviously I learned a lot from that and just like listening about like systems and stuff they had in place, but also I have a relationship with somebody that, could easily mentor me to get the results that he has and I want.
Love that. Yeah. The relationships you build are huge, and the skill set you get can really help elevate your business. At that point in time, you were probably at like 10K in sales, maybe 15.
C2, I don't remember. It's probably around there, yeah.
And now you're at what?
39.
Almost 40 grand. So yeah, I would say it's a pretty big move. Sure. Sierra, what's up? Would you appreciate anything in life? Birthday girl?
So it's just like the VCAs.
Awesome. What are you looking forward to the most? This is your first VCA event.
Yeah, I'm most excited to see everyone in my circle of influence be promoted in the office.
Yeah, it's going to be like getting a chance to experience other people that work really hard getting their awards and what they deserve and what they've worked for, and then seeing the possibilities of like, all right, that's going to be me next year is really cool. So love that. Steven, what's how to appreciate anything in life?
What's hot is going to the Bahamas.
Yeah, you are.
And what I really appreciate is the circle of influence. Obviously, everyone says that, but like obviously my support group to help me, hit my goals and then obviously be accountable and stuff like that. So
Cool. Zach, what's hot? What do you appreciate anything in life?
What's hot this upcoming football season, and what we appreciate is blue team.
Yeah, nice. Love that. And we got ladies. So Angel, we'll go Angel and then Kiki. What's hot? What do you appreciate anything in life?
I appreciate my family the most and them having my back through everything.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
Nothing's really hot.
Deal. We'll take it. And then Kiki, what's hot? What do you appreciate anything in life?
I think I just appreciate friends and just support that I've gotten throughout the years. Just support through school, family, college, work, everything like that.
Excellent. Well, I definitely appreciate having a group of awesome, young, motivated people that I get a chance to influence on a weekly basis. And I appreciate all of you for being here, because I know on a Wednesday night, it's tough to separate yourself from your friends, your family, your obligations, and everything else that you could be doing right now. So your time, I don't take that lightly. I do want to make sure I deliver for you and leave you instructed, informed, and inspired. Those are the three things that we want to get accomplished tonight. So if you do have pen and paper, this is where you might want to hear, you might hear some things that are beneficial. You might hear some things you want to take away before we kick off our phone jam. So the first, I like to start our meetings with this quote that Jim Rohn says. Jim Rohn is one of the best self-help developers in the history of the world. And that success is nothing more than just a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And just all failure is just a few judgments practiced every day. That's really what the quote is saying, that it's not the big things that make successes and the big things that make failures failure. It's more of the accumulated decision making that we make on the consistent. So in Cutco terms, it's watching a video, taking notes, and then implementing what you learn. It's waking up a little bit earlier. It's making the phone calls, calling the people you're nervous to call. And it's really cool to see that. It's cool to see Zach nervous to call like friends initially. And like, I don't know what to say. Like his first phone call to his friend was like, hey dude, I'm selling knives. Let me call your mom. Let me get her number. And I reached out. I was like, maybe we could try a different approach. And now Zach is consistently getting his appointments booked up because he was willing and open to changing those approach, which is awesome. So that's really what it's about. It's about learning and then obviously assessing and recovering as quick as possible. It's all about recovery. I love this little diagram. I had breakfast not too long ago with RJ, who is working with us this summer, and RJ's had some personal stuff that happened to him. One of which was he broke his leg playing football this season. So there was a couple of things that happened in personal life and also football. And he's a collegiate-bound athlete, and he broke his leg in the middle of the football season, had to sit out for his senior year season. And I said, what kept you going? And he said, this diagram. And I said, really? He's like, that diagram is what kept me going. He's like, I kept telling myself, can I do something about it? I have this problem, yes, but can I do something about it? No, my leg is broken. I can't do anything about it. So let me accept it. And the sooner I could accept it, the sooner I could start doing something about it. And he went back into theater and started doing a little bit more theater with his broken leg. And he was still able to be involved, still able to feed his mind, still be able to support his football team. And he said it was because of this diagram. So there's oftentimes problems will happen. There's things that come up. There's no sales in the business. There's reschedules and cancellations, but there's no sales and cancellations in life. we call those inconveniences. We call those challenges. We call those death of a loved one. We call those car breakdowns. We call those, any type of challenges that we experience. That's essentially what happens. And it's always about, can we do something about it? No, the faster you could accept it and recover, the faster you'll be able to move forward. It's tough. That doesn't mean it's easy, but it just makes it possible, and it gives you a lot of control. So just to recognize some individuals that are making some moves last week. The Clearwater team, we were the number 10 team in the entire region from Virginia down to Puerto Rico, just shy of $20,000. You can see some of the bigger organizations like Brian Hellman up in Fairfax, $54,000 week last week. Really just getting some awesome things done. And then Angel Belanger, $46,000 in Raleigh with Larry Manley. And then Andy Noggle, Virginia Beach, $38,000 in sales, top three. So the three of them are really just doing a fantastic job. And you can see Zach Miller up there, number 5, 27 grand. These are all Virginia's doing just phenomenal right now. And they're really crushing it in the sales game. You could see over here, number 3, assistant manager in the entire region last week was Stephen DeFalo, which is really exciting. So $4,400 sales week last week. So number 3, assistant manager, around running some interviews, setting up some people for interviews, doing the alliance, and getting it done, which is really exciting. Just shy of $50,000 milestone now, which he'll be hitting this week, which is exciting. We also had last week Josh Spiegel, one of the top 15 assistant managers at over $2,800 last week, which is exciting to have assistant manager representation on our top assistant manager sales report. And then Amanda Swanson, just right at $1,000 last week as well. So we had 3 of the top 30 assistant managers in the entire region last week, top 25 maybe. And that's exciting because when push comes to shove, assistant managers need to lead by example, and they sell too. So we appreciate our staff for stepping up, and it's kind of cool to see the coaches now helping new reps, but also selling in the field, plus team building. It's going to be a really fun spring, so look forward to that. I want to recognize the newsletter. This is the front page of the newsletter with Steven on the front page. Number 1 sold $8,000 last week in the region. We had some newsletter representation with we had Alex Bentley over there at the bottom, $2,300 last week. He left for St. Leo on Sunday. We had Lindsay Holstrom. She's up at University of Florida right now. She's $1,700 week. We had Dylan last week, $1,900 in sales. Mason Linker, $1,900, $1,981 last week. So Clearwater representation all over the newsletter. And then we had also Khalid, who's over in FAU, $1,100 last week. Amanda Trevante, $900 last week. So really exciting stuff. Kudos to all of you for really getting it done in a big way, and we appreciate all of you stepping up. It was really cool to also give a shout out to Zach, even though the CPO wasn't there, but still placed 5 orders last week. So the average order was a little bit low, but it was cool to see you bounce back after going 0 for 5 to creating 5 sales and 7 appointments. That's really positive and moving in a very exciting direction, because it's really about helping people own Cutco. The quantity will happen due to a product of your clientele base and your confidence, but the closing percentage of helping multiple people own Cutco, everyone could buy an ice cream scoop. Everyone could buy a cutting board. Everyone could buy a piece of Cutco. It's just a matter of presenting it in a way that makes them feel comfortable. It seems like you're getting that in stride. So kudos to you, man. So awesome stuff. I want to give a shout out to Stephen for selling $2,800 on the weekend. So Saturday, Sunday alone, just the 2 days, $2,800. That's a solid week. And he was able to do that in 2 days during the weekend. So weekend warriors are really a great place to, especially around school, to dedicate your time as weekend selling, because husbands and wives, they just got paid on Friday. They're home. There's no school. There's less conflict. So selling during the weekend is a really big opportunity for you. And last shout out to Dylan Fitz, 44 consecutive weeks now, over $1,000. So 44 consecutive weeks over $1,000 sold. That's just doing the job. I mean, that's at least having 3 or 4 people buy every single week. That's the job. If you can position yourself to make that happen, you're going to have a very exciting year. So just win the week by getting to $1,000. If you just do that every week, forget about homemakers, forget about ultimates. Just get like 4 people to buy an average order from you. That's really all you have to do, and you will have an exciting opportunity here at Vector. So campaign to date sales right now, we have Stephen number 1 in the office, right at $6,300 for the campaign. This is as of like 3 p.m. today. So then we have number 2 at Lindsay, number 3 at Taylor, number 4 at Dylan, and number 5 at Khalid. All over $3,000 right now for the campaign. This is since right after Christmas. So since December 27th, December 26th. So December 26th, right after Christmas. Year. So kudos to all of you. Right now, we are at 37,000. Our goal was to get to 60,000, 61,000. We fell a little short. You know, we wanted to get to 61,000 ever. Best year ever, week 1 of 2019. Beat the best year of 2018, week 1. We got close. We got to 37 grand. We're still right on pace with last year. We were at 42 grand this point in time. So we're right on pace. And last year was our best spring ever. So you guys are all doing great. So kudos to you. And I just want to give all of you a lot of love and a lot of recognition. So thank you all. I think all of you deserve a round of applause for that. So excellent stuff. So a couple thoughts from Mike as far as this goes. I was doing some reflecting on Monday, and I was thinking about where I'm at in my life at 33 years old, to be 34 this year, and it was really exciting because I have a lot to be grateful for. And I started thinking about some of my goals that I had when I was selling Cutco. One of the big goals that I was sharing a lot was like, I want to have a book. I want to write a book. I want to write a book. And many of you have goals that you might want to buy a car, or you want to travel to a location, or you want to do certain things. And what was interesting is I was looking at this picture. I have this picture, and these are 8 of the books that I have now. And I just launched my 9th one that was just released like 2 weeks ago. So it's pretty exciting to have a lot of cool things that have taken place during the course of the last several years of my life. And what used to be a goal is now just a reality. And I think about where you're at right now, a lot of your goals that you have set in mind right now that you're excited about, that you're working towards, eventually will be a reality. And right now, those are just like, they're just goals. Like that was just like, all right, I just wanted these done, and then now they're done. And like, it's great that it's over, but it's like, what does it really mean? And many of you may have seen this slide before, maybe you haven't, but this is what people don't see. So like, yes, I saw the books, but what I thought about behind those books are the countless hours of like research and dedication and like 5 a.m. mornings of like grinding and typing and research and all this stuff. Like that's what I think about. I think about all the people that I tied into this goal that kind of helped make the book a reality. Like that's what I was thinking about. I think about like how hard it was to like position myself, because I don't even think about that stuff. It was just what was. Like I didn't think about how challenging it was until I really started thinking about how challenging it was. And I had a conversation with Dalila today, and I was telling her like, how did I get like endorsed? How do I have 4,000 connections on LinkedIn and 19,000 followers on Twitter? And like, how did I do this? And I was like, damn, I was working really hard. I was doing the stuff behind the scenes that wasn't even talked about. I was surrounding myself around a group of people that were like raving fans supporting my Grab Tomorrow movement. I had my own circle of influence that was rooting me on to make this happen. And this was an event I put on in 2016. It was my first ever Grab Tomorrow event, 2016, in December, where I hosted an event of like 50 or 60 people that people paid to come and watch me speak. And I had an event, like it was a whole thing. It was really awesome. It was really cool. It was great. And I had a support system that was helping me do that. You think about some of the goals that we have in Cutco, like it's the same thing. They're eventually going to be reality, but those are great relationships. These are great friends of mine that, you know, you might recognize some of the faces, maybe you don't, like Ashley Rodriguez. She just launched her first book. I'm so excited. I was honored to write the foreword for her book. So now not only did I write my first book, I was able to write a foreword for one of my mentees' books. How cool is that? You know, Chris Kremitzos, this gentleman up here at the top, he's the guy who sat down with me to teach me how to write the book. He was a recommendation from one of my customers. Dave Cabon is the boyfriend of one of my customers who recommended me to Chris, and Chris taught me how to write the book. And it was a big celebration. This is Kathy Vasquez. She just wrote her first book. Her book is on the desk next door. How cool is that? That these individuals are able to kind of follow the path just because I was able to fulfill some outcomes that I was excited about. Because I was willing to put in the work, and it creates opportunities for other people. and just kind of paves their way and gives them hope that what's possible. By you achieving your goals, who else is going to achieve their goals in the process? Something to think about. We have big goals for 2019 as an office, as an institution, as an organization here in Clearwater. You're a part of something really special. For January, we want to reach $100,000. You see, we're pacing steadily towards that. We have a whole month ahead of us, right? It's January 9th. We have still have 21 days ahead of us. I think we could do it as a team. What that sets us up for is a $250,000 spring. We want to provide 50 jobs. We've already provided 10 new jobs this spring so far. We want to provide 40 more. Summer, we want to put $500,000 up on the board. We want to provide 100 to 150 jobs. And in the fall, we want to provide another 50 jobs, put up another $250,000 and around the holiday season. That's going to set us up for our branches. We opened up 5 new offices. That's my goal. Plus our office, put up a $1.5 million district team. We have 30 management candidates to pull from. And 2020 is looking pretty exciting. So the thing I encourage you to think about is like, what are your goals? And how could we help you achieve these goals? How could you use this place, this community, this Cutco community help you reach your goals? And who are you going to bring with you on the process? And looking at some of the archives the last year to think about some of the people in these photos, Trayvonte and Dylan, you see Dylan there, and Amanda, and Dalila, Tyler. These are individuals that were here coaching, and Will and Chelsea as their summer assistant manager team, and Ella, who branched up in Richmond as well. You see last year getting their promotions with Zach Schachter, earning their branch manager positions that set us up for one of the best years in Clearwater history. The fun and the memories that we had at this VCAs 1 year ago. Amanda's first time at Topgolf. That was, she was kind of getting in the element there. Swinging a golf club and some heels is tough. And then getting up on stage to try to, convince the DJ to let her sing a little bit, and hop on the mic. Did you actually get a chance to? I don't know if they let you or not. But it was pretty awesome, just to have a dance party. It was cool to celebrate with a great group of people that were able to help them hit their goals because we were trying to hit ours. And I just think about where you are at right now. What are your goals? And if you don't know, that's okay. But could you define some for yourself and let this business, let your customers, let us, your teammates, be a reason and a catalyst to help you get there? So we have some upcoming events that are going to help you. And this is where you want to get out your calendars so that way we're on the same page before I wrap up my opening comments. That way you could dig into your phones and get us second session at 8:45. We'll dig into more best practices, more Cutco stuff, what's working. I'd like to hear from Zach on how we went from 0 for 5 to get 5 sales. And we want to hear from Steven on what created a $4,400 sales week, and from Josh and what created a $2,600 sale. How did you get one customer to buy $2,600 from you? We want to hear from some of you that from Amanda having double-digit appointments ahead of her consistently during out the push. Like what's working with social media from Sierra on how to get set up. So we want to hear from some of those of you that are really working in your strengths and working in your power. So a couple things that are for grabs. Number one is Morning Alliance, Morning Elevation Series. Tomorrow and Friday are last 2. So Thursday and Friday at 8 a.m. You can hop on, you click the link, and just join. If you have school, in person won't be able to attend, but we're usually been going for about 45 minutes. And just to start the day, Alliance is 2 hours. We're only doing 45 minutes right now, just to kind of give you some good from 8 to 8:45 and help you get started. We have A Squad Prep. That's for those that are in transition running an office. That's going to be on Saturday from 9:30 to 3. And Carlos just said he'll do it at his office in Tampa. So it is in Tampa, not Clearwater. Just update there. The next Feeding Frenzy, our first one of 2019, is going to be this Sunday at 9 a.m. So for those of you guys that want to help us make some sandwiches and feed some people, if you can't physically attend, we would love to get some donations. So if you can raise up some donations, you could send it to our GoFundMe, or you could have the mail donations right here to the office, but we could always use supplies, peanut butter, jelly, and bread. We'd like to reach 100,000 meals this year. So right now we're at 73,350 is where we're at. So we got to make about 27,000 sandwiches this year. So we're going to need some expansion to be able to make that happen. So that'll be a pretty big milestone. I'm very excited to hit that in 2019. Another upcoming event that starts on January 15th. is another push contest. So this is a push competition, which is pretty exciting. And it's very short. It's only about, you can see like 13 days. But top 10 at the VCAs will win an engraved. The trophy is an engraved Petite Santoku knife. So it's not a trophy. It is an actual mini chopper that you get that's engraved with Push Champion on it, which is pretty sweet. And you could show your customers what the engraved looks like. It's pretty awesome trophy. So top 10 will win one of those. That usually takes somewhere in that $3,000 range for those of you guys that are interested. The reason why is because school starts back up, and a lot of students are not working as hard around school. So it's about $1,500 a week to be, I would say, top 10, you have a shot. $4 or $5 grand, I would bet money on it, but you have a shot for sure. $2 grand, you're going to automatically win a cheese knife. Automatic win, no raffle. You sell $2 grand, and it's $1,000 a week. And $3,000 to $5,000 and $5,000, you get into a raffle for either a gourmet set or a signature set with table knives, which is pretty sweet. Awesome prizes for you get a raffle. For those of you guys that are opening up an office, $1,500, you're going to get one of these business card nameplates, which is pretty sweet. So the name or the business card. Oh, it's the plaque. So it's actually the big one, which is pretty cool. So you'll get one of these. So it's $750 a week, and you'll get it. It says branch manager or district executive, district manager on it, which is pretty awesome. So you definitely want that. And at $4 grand, they're going to buy you an executive chair. So like one of those nice chairs that you could have behind your desk for your branch office, which is pretty cool. So some cool contests for you guys to think about. Next, Martin Luther King Day, Monday, January 21st. So there's no school. In most areas, there's no school that day. So for some of you, that might be a day you celebrate, go to parades. So for some of you, it just might be a day off of school. So you might want to capitalize on the 3-day weekend that week and maybe plan accordingly. Just something to think about and plan ahead of time. The next, you might want to mark your calendars. Brenda's birthday is January 25th. So January 25th is Brenda's birthday. It's a Friday. So in case you want to let her know or, wish her happy birthday, set a reminder on your phone. Of course, today is Miss Sierra's birthday. So she wants to get wings and shoot pool tonight. So that's what we're going to do, which is pretty exciting. So we'll do an official happy birthday there. Also, departing on Friday, January 25th, is going to be the trip to Atlanta. This is our spring conference, and we've already been talking about the VCAs, the Vector Cutco Awards Ceremony. You get a chance to meet Mr. Gamboa, Mr. Scott Dennis. We'll have the Friday night outing as a Game Changer team. We'll go to Top Golf. There'll be some professional networking, an opportunity to get to the skill development like Josh was talking about. The Hall of Fame induction of Clearwater Organization getting inducted to the Hall of Fame, which is huge. And the awards night, banquet, gown, the works. You want to look super nice. I have my tuxedo. I'm flying my dad and his girlfriend in, flying Lindsay up, my wife. It's a huge ordeal. It's going to be pretty awesome. So I know, Amanda, obviously you're in the picture. What would you say from last year, thinking back on it, maybe highlights or, what stands out for you thinking back and seeing some of those photos about the event for you?
It was all around a really fun time. Regional trips, so everyone across the region will be there. So it's an opportunity for you to network with some people in Virginia that are crushing it right now, some people that are outside the office as well, and get a chance to bond within the team. The skills that are taught there are for management candidates, really cool, and there's a rep session as well, which they will teach you some cool stuff in the rep session. Like every representative who goes to that conference, that's off after that. So you definitely want to get there. And I would say all around the awards night kind of opened my eyes to the possibilities that are there in Cutco, seeing some of the district manager bonus checks that are like a teacher salary, a bonus check. It's pretty eye-opening.
Yeah. Yeah, the bonus checks are sick. I remember one year I saw someone, it was Matt King, and he got a $180,000 bonus. $180,000 bonus. That's not a salary. That was just a bonus on top of what he made for the year. I was like, all right, this shit is crazy. They usually have they had a BMW like in the conference room to show like, hey, this is what district managers get. It's a pretty over the top. It's the Grammys of Cutco. It's a big, big deal. So like I said, my dad's flying in from New Jersey to be at this event. I know Alex Bentley, he just booked his flight. He's flying in for the event. I know Steven is that accurate, still caravanning up there.
Yeah.
So Steven's going to be caravanning up there where you guys can carpool and road trip up to Atlanta. It's going to be fantastic. So I really encourage all of you to sign up. It's a no-brainer. If you're listening to me right now, just sign up, reserve your spot. You get 8 table knives for going to the event. You essentially get paid to go. It's stupid not to. You get $344 in Cutco product. You get your food and a hotel stay. The cost of the event for all of that is $279. So you just sell the table knives for cash, and then you keep the money and you make money by going to this event. Like, it's a no-brainer. You got to get there. No reason why you wouldn't, other than any crazy personal circumstance. But it's Friday, Saturday, and we come back Sunday. So you get a hotel for Friday night and Saturday night. You get the meals, the events, the ceremony, the networking, the skill set, and all the friendships that go along with it for free, essentially. So
how long the drive is it down to?
About 6 hours to Atlanta. Yeah, maybe about 6, maybe 7. Yeah, maybe 7.
And then so is there anything like Friday night that?
Friday afternoon it starts. Seating's at like 2. So you guys will leave early Friday morning. Then we have meetings all day, and then we'll do Top Golf for about an hour on Friday night for social networking for Game Changers. And then Saturday morning meetings, and then Saturday is the award ceremony, noon to 6, and then Saturday night is open for networking, where you get a chance to mix and mingle with all the best of the best, which is pretty awesome. So, and you guys just have a free night in Atlanta on Saturday night, and then you drive back.
So we're leaving Friday morning.
Early Friday morning, yeah. Yep. Cool. So pretty exciting stuff. There's also the net meeting, which is in Houston. That's Wednesday 29th. That's Dylan's, what he talked about last week. So I know right now Brenda's signed up for that, and Trevante signed up for that. So that's pretty exciting. And then Grant Cardone's 10X Growth Con in Miami on February 1st. So I know Dylan and I are going to that. If you're interested in going to, I bought my ticket at $100. I think Josh said they're up to like 300 or 400 now. So I don't know if that's necessarily your direction, but all I do know is a couple people from Shark Tank are speaking, Grant Cardone speaking, a lot of business people and executive level type of people are going to be at this event speaking, and it's going to be pretty awesome. So, and lastly is Mr. Gamboa's birthday is on Sunday, February 3rd. So if you're going to be in Bahamas, you'll be celebrating with him in Bahamas. If you're not, then you can maybe, if you want to send him a card. Last year, we sent him a book, and we all wrote something in it, and he really loved that. So maybe we'll do something similar this year. So, all right. So just to wrap up my opening comments here for the meeting, Focus 500 is back starting this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. When you're a weekend warrior, you sell $500 for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. You're going to get into a raffle for one of these awesome prizes. So every week at the team meeting, we'll raffle off one of these items. All you got to do is sell $500 in the weekend, and you will get into the drawing for one of these awesome items. So make sure you're maximizing your weekend selling. Also, field training. I know we had a raffle from last year for Christmas, but unfortunately that ended, and we didn't have any winners, unfortunately, as far as that goes. So, but you want to go, you want to take some people field training. I know Hal just went with Amanda today, starting it off right. The best thing to do is share your takeaways as well as take a selfie, so that way you can prove to everyone that you went field training and document it. So I think that's really important. So just something to think about. Last point that I want to make here, last few, I know I'm going a little bit beyond the 30 minutes, but I just want to make sure I get this. Bahamas Push and Beyond. This is what I want you to catch. And I talked to Hal briefly about this, is that, how quickly could you get to Dirty 30 and make $2,000? Do you know where you're at right now and what you can be at if you just play the consistent game? Think about one demo a day for 8 weeks. One demo a day, that's 7 a week for 8 weeks. You'll position yourself, you do about 55 appointments, somewhere in that neighborhood. So if you think about $10,000, $300 orders, 33 sales, 60%, 55 demos. So over the course of 8 weeks, you do 7 appointments a week, you'll potentially position yourself to be at 10K in 8 weeks. So in 2 months, that's March. So you have all February of March, so you could position yourself to have something exciting when that rolls around. If you do 10 demos a week, you could be there in 6 weeks. 2 demos a day, 4 weeks, 2 demos a day for 2.5 weeks. So I love the 1 demo a day concept. 1 demo a day, or just pick out 3 or 4 days and do it that way if you want. But 7 a week. 7 a week, 4 or 5 buy, you sell your grand, and boom, you're going to make it happen. It's very exciting. It's very attainable. So how do you make that happen? You just got to make sure you're building your recommendation game now. Hal and I just talked about if you just had 5 people buy from you a week, 5 people buy, even if it's 4, you'll position yourself for something exciting. So how do you position yourself to get appointments? Well, we talked about a sticky note phone approach. Right? You go to some of your neighbors' doors, put a sticky note on their door if you don't have their phone number with something that looks like this. So you could take a screenshot, or I'll actually put it in our WhatsApp group. You have the Facebook status, right? Can you get some of your customers or family members to post a Facebook status for you? This has been something really clutch for Stephen. We'll get these best practices here in the next section. These are ideas for you. Phone requests for customers. Making sure that you're communicating with customers through social media and reminding them you're on social media too. Heads up text messages. Are you having your customers getting a heads up before you call them after you get the recommendations to make it a lot easier for you to get the appointments booked? So enrolling your customers to help you build your business. Very similar to what I'm doing right now. I'm enrolling you to help us build our business. We want you to help us build our team. This is a great photo that you could feel free to use. New year, new job, $16 starting pay, flexible schedules, DM me for details. We want your friends to know that we exist. So what I went ahead and did is I threw it a contest for the new year. And it was really cool that Steven already won this contest and Alex already won this contest. So I just bought both these gentlemen a Yeti today. So Steven got a red Yeti and then Alex got a black Yeti, just for helping us with 2 really cool people that can help us, hit some goals this year. And they got to $1,000. So all they have to do is get to $1,000 to qualify. As you can see, qualified PR equals $1,000. As soon as they hit $1,000, boom, you have 2 people do that. I'll buy you a Yeti. Then as soon as Steven gets 4, so Zach's number 3, and then number 4, because you had who? You had Alex, and no, you had Alex and I thought you had one other, Khalid. Right, so you had Alex and Khalid, that was your 2. So Zach's number 3. So if you get 1 more, then you get the $150 shopping spree, which is pretty awesome. So we want to hook you up. We want to hook you up this spring, free stuff, just helping us build our team. On a side note, I'm going to talk to George, who's kind of doing some work for us as well. But I'm also looking for someone to kind of pay them under the table, almost like an internship, to help me with a little bit of social media, direct marketing. So going through and sending mass messaging out, ideally to their own networks, saying, hey, I don't know if you see my little post I put, but just copy paste, send a message out to your friends, direct messaging. I'll pay you $10 an hour plus those payoff contests. If you're interested in this, let me know. We want to spread the word this spring and help some people, especially with the online marketing team. I think about Kiani. I think about Angel. If you have friends out in your areas that you think might be a good fit for the online sales and marketing position, we want to expand this nationwide. I'd really like to have 20 or 30 online sales and marketing reps on my team by the end of the summertime, or even by summer if we can. So it could be something very exciting. If that's something that interests you, it'd be extra money, and we could come up with some systems, and I'd love to, give you information about that. Plus, you compete for the Team Builder Scholarship, which is up to $1,000 cash scholarship. We had Zach Schachter win that last year. He ended up getting like a $250 or something like that. Yeah, the $250 cash scholarship. Just for helping us build our team with really good people. We're also going on to campuses. I know Sierra and I were at USF St. Pete yesterday, spreading the word. I actually just hired someone today from that, which is pretty awesome. So just by going for an hour, passing out some cards, we were to help someone with the job. So pretty awesome. We love going out there and passing out some cards and getting some information out to the students in the area. This is what some posts might look like, or sending direct messages on Facebook might look like. Who do you know? This is a text message. This would be something that I would pay this person $10 an hour. You don't need to be hired to do this. You could just do it on your own. Just like, hey, it's kind of random, but if you know someone looking for part-time work or some extra cash, my boss has a couple spots available. Let me know if you know anyone, or just send them to PinellasStudentWork.com. If you could send this to a few people, very simple. Just see who's interested, who's looking for work. I have no idea what their circumstances are. Maybe they got into an accident. They need to repair their car. Maybe they spent all their money during the holidays. Maybe their parents just kicked them out. Maybe their boss just fired them. Maybe something happened where now they're looking for a job that they weren't before. You never know. So that's why we always want to advertise. We always want to let people know that we're hiring and taking applications. So at some point tonight, if you want to get me on the phone with any of your friends, anyone that might be interested, I'll set them up for an interview. We'll interview them right over the phone. If it's a good fit, boom, we'll set them up for some online training, and we could get them started. If it's not a good fit, maybe they know some other people. So just to kind of wrap up my opening comments in session 1, just remember that there's a lot of really amazing things in business and in our industry and in our organization. And as you're achieving your goals and chasing down your goals, the question is, who can you bring along with you and make them better versions of themselves while you're becoming a better version of yourself as well? So tonight's a big night. It's Wednesday. We want to leave tonight with 75 appointments ahead of us. So right now, if you can go ahead and post how many appointments you have set ahead of you real quick on our WhatsApp group. How many do you have set ahead of you before we start making phone calls? And then you guys are probably getting sick of my copy paste type of thing of, letting everyone know, but that's how I'm tracking it at this point in time. Of course, we're going to upgrade that system with our team, with your smaller team groups here, moving forward. But tonight we'll still use our big groups for right now. So go ahead and post how many appointments you have set ahead of you in our big team group. And then we'll figure out how many you can set up tonight. Ideally, we leave tonight with 75 appointments ahead of us, so we could still pace towards $100,000 January. So all that means is some of you guys got to hit some promotions, hit some pay raises, make some sales, money, and earn some advancement opportunities. We are looking to have 7 assistant managers this summer, and it's going to be very exciting. So thank you so much for your time. We'll reconvene at 8:45. So we have 2 hours to pick up our weekends, and then we'll reconvene in 2 hours for best practices. That's where we'll hear from Zach and Steven, Sierra, Amanda, Josh, what's working. I'd like to hear from Kiki. Kiki had she had like no sale central, and then boom, came out of nowhere and sold $3,000. So like I'm curious, we're probably curious of what happened there. What was the shift? What was the transition? And created that. So 8:45, we'll reconvene. We'll share some best practices, and then we'll go celebrate Sierra's birthday. So have a fantastic jam. Post your stats, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. Bye.